Assalamualaikum and very good day. My name is Farah Shazlin Johari, and today I will be presenting my research topic on the titles of a systematic literature review on stress and coping strategy. So I will proceed with introduction. Stress is highly subjective experience. Generally, stress not only affects a person's daily life but also affects a person's work within the organization. In fact, there is no occupations around the world is considered as stress-free employment. Inefficient coping with work-related stress not only diminishes employees' quality of life but also raises the cost of healthcare and productivity of the organization. Even though work-related stress cannot be completely eliminated from everyday life, appropriate ways of coping with stress can be practiced in order to reduce it. So I'm proceed with search process. The method was used to perform the systematic review while selected databases consist of Scopus and Web of Science were used as information searching resources, identification and screening process. In fact, two leading index databases were used for this review, Scopus and Web of Science, which is both databases are considered the leading indexing system for citation. The detailed discussions of this search process will be discussed in the next slide. So we start with the identification. The first phase in systematic review process is identification, performed in January 2020. The process involves keyword identification for information searching purposes. This process results of 95 documents from Web of Science and 1,159 documents from Scopus databases were retrieved. And this one is the keyword and search strings for Web of Science and Scopus. Next, I will proceed with screening. Consists of inclusion and exclusion criteria. Screening is a process to include or exclude articles according to criteria determined by the authors with the assistance of the specific databases. In the screening process, eligibility, inclusions, and exclusion criterions were determined to find suitable articles to be included in the systematic literature review process. First, concerning timeline, between years 2015 and 2019 for inclusion criteria was selected. The second inclusion criteria were document types, which is article, journal with empirical data was selected. And the third one consists of English language article. Meanwhile, for exclusion criteria, for the timelines is usually less than 2015. Document types, review articles, book chapters in books, and conference proceedings are excluded from this process. And all the journal consists of all the articles, review articles, book, chapter in books, and conference proceedings consists of non-English language were excluded as well. So the totals document for Scopus are 297 and for Web of Science is 20 documents. The next one, eligibility and duplication exclusion. Eligibility is a process that includes and excludes articles manually according to the author's specific criteria. The article retrieved were thoroughly reviewed in a process, excluding any article that did not meet the criteria. Before the article process was carried out, duplicate documents were removed first. A total of 18 articles were traced as similar articles were excluded in both databases for the next quiz, which left 57 documents for the eligibility process and was screened manually for literature focusing on stress and coping strategy in Asian contexts across occupations and criteria from the earlier screening process, which stated in inclusion and exclusion criteria. Next one, data abstractions and analysis. The remaining articles were evaluated, reviewed, and analyzed after the eligibility process. The results are discussed in the detail in this chapter. This review will be based on the specific studies that match the research question and focus on them. So we proceed with the finding and discussion. For this literature review, it mentions that there is a 15 cross-sectional design and 3 longitudinal design. Meanwhile, finding for geographical region and sectors as stated as follow, which is China, the study focused on petroleum and hotel sectors, and Japan's cross sectors, Turkey in the retail sectors, India in IT and also bank sectors, Malaysia in manufacturing and education, Pakistan in healthcare sectors, same goes to the Saudi Arabia, and the last one, Bangladesh in the bank sector. The next slide for finding and discussion, type of stress. So basically this is the types of stress identified in the systematic literature review, in which the most causes of stress among employees are role overload, which is workload. As referring to research question 1, the types of stress consists of role overload, role ambiguity, responsibility, role boundaries, role insufficiency, physical environment, technology, multitask, teamwork, role conflict, unreasonable and political pressure, job control, co-worker support, supervisor support, even load manager characteristic, and interpersonal relationships. Next one, I'm going to proceed with the finding and discussion for coping strategy. So basically, this is a 5 coping strategy identified in the systematic literature review as referring to research questions 2. Investigate the types of coping strategy across occupation in Asian context culture, which consists of coping resources, problem-focused coping, emotion-focused coping, avoidant coping, and other coping. So coping resources consist of recreation, self-care, social support, and also rational coping. Meanwhile, for problem-focused coping, consists of problem solving, active coping, planning, separation, and instrumental support. For emotion-focused coping, consists of positive interpretations, restraint, acceptance, religion, focus and venting of emotion, and behavioral disengagement. For avoidance coping, consists of avoidance, behavioral disengagement, denial, mental disengagement, self-distraction, and self-blame. Meanwhile, for other coping, consists of distant coping, reassessing coping, constructive coping, and pro-social coping behavior. Lastly, for the conclusion, as a conclusion, this review provides a systematic ways of understanding the types of stress and coping strategies simultaneously across Asian context with different sources of data and research design. So that's all from me. Thank you.